afternoon, everybody. Friday afternoon. Hi, it's Dave in the shed. Time to do the Friday update. How you going, folks? How your week's been? Been an interesting week here in the shed. Anyway, going to start off by showing you my wacky invention. Now, the mighty Ryobi wet and dry vacuum cleaner let out the magic smoke during the week when we were using it, unfortunately. Now, it's not too bad. I looked at the receipts and bits and pieces via Bunnings. I got this on special for $39.95 about 5 years ago, so it's not bad. But yeah, I was thinking, because they're about $200 or $300 new, but I bought it on special for $39. So yeah, anyway. So what I've done, and this might give people a laugh, I still want to use this as a wet and dry vac because it's a brilliant thing. So I've done a bit of jiggery pokery with the 3D printing, and I've made up an adapter on the back of the machine, and I made up a Venturi system inside. I should have taken photos of it, but up here on the wall is one of the mighty Kirby machines. So I've mounted the Kirby up here and built a bit of a bracket so I can turn it off, and I've got the pipe coming out of the Kirby into the what used to be the exhaust pipe on the Ryobi. And yeah, it's still working. So this is my dust collector. Now, between the two hoses, I've got full access to all the spaces and bits and pieces. Don't have to drag that heavy Kirby around. Fantastic. I might later build a shelf just on top of the box here so the Kirby can sit on top, just a couple of legs and bits and pieces and whack. But that's down the track, but fantastic. I won't turn it on because there's noise in the video, do I? But I've mounted the Kirby up here on the wall. Down the road, you can get to the switch up there. The best thing about this is you're not filling up, get your fingers out of the shot, Dave, you're not filling up the Kirby bag full of dust and bits and pieces. It's just a dust bag. Everything goes in your dump bucket, easy to clean. Years ago, my dad had a old Hoover bag vac that also had the extension pipe, and he had it on a stand, like a bracket, in his shed, so you could swing it out over your workbench and drop the pipe down. So this is like salute to that. Anyway, let's have it something else. Started rebuilding of the Roonuts. This is my this is the junkyard, aka Barry's yard. If you've seen the photos of Barry's yard in the UK, I'm not going to replace the building that was on the back. What I will do is I'll do a printed back scene, so there won't be the second building like the old Roonuts, but there will just be the crane and the junkyard. That's why I've kept all these old bodies and bits and pieces so you can see. And that is the new 3D printed building, which is coming together nicely. Have to put some paint on soon. Run the train. I had it running just before. I rebuilt all the control panel. This is the Easy DCC control panel. Rebuilt it all so it sits on legs and you can drop that in over the track. Sits in there. One of the things about the Bachmann EZ or EZ Command Control DCC has a few limitations, but it's a hybrid system, so you can run both DC and DCC trains. So you have two controllers. This one here is for your straight DC. This one does your DCC functions. The limitation on this is you can only run 10 DCC locos. But apart from that, it's pretty good. And there's one of the old slave controllers that controls bits and pieces. It's around the wrong way, it's upside down. Bachmann have re-released the EZ or the Easy DCC system now with a controller. I think you can run up to 30 trains on. Drop the phone. Anyway, you can run about 30, I think, locos on the new Easy DCC. Simple Bachmann look up. But anyway, that's where we're up to on the Roonuts. Finally, I did go over to Dad's place and raid the timber stand in the shed, the timber stack. I'll probably put some photos in. So finally, Arthur has got his cassette stand, so he's all set up there. Set him all up so he can do his stuff, so he's all nice and neat, so he can fit the full passenger sex train and the removable cassette. Have him just a clamp on there so we don't overrun, but that's all in. I was umming and ahhing about what size to make these and was doing measurements, and I suddenly calculated, look Dave, it's got to be 900 millimetres long. It's got to be 90 centimetres long for these cassettes. And somebody's about to go, why? Well, Pico FlexiTrack, they come in 90 centimetres length. So 90 centimetres length for a tray is perfect. It's just a length of Pico track down the middle. Away you go. All Mickey Duck. I've got enough timber out there to probably build 2 more trays. I'm hoping to do that soon. I'll have to order some more, a couple of bits of FlexiTrack, but anyway. So there, Mr. Arthur's got his cassette, and of course this pulls out your turning round and you can return. This is what I've been looking at, ways of how to do the end stops, and I've been fiddling and farting with all sorts of ideas. This is the simplest one I could come with. 2 eyelets, little piece of dowel. Even though I pre-drilled it, did split the timber, so I'll have to like arrow light the holes. But there, how about that? Just a peg in for the gate. Slide that in, slide that out. That'll lock the train. It's quite a friction fit, so that'll lock your trains in. So I've got to go and get some more eyelets and do that on those cassettes. And I will build a couple more long ones to go in. I'm going to lift this up. No train. I wouldn't lift this up one hand with a train. And these then get stored in there when they're trained. And of course, there's 2 smaller ones up in the shunting yard, the fiddle yard. Anyway, that's it for this week. Oh, also had to do an emergency repair along the back wall. I've had to actually run a big bead of, because we had water coming in the shed in the rain, and the slab at the back is below ground level. Long story, but anyway, I've dug a big trench up the back to try and do it. But I thought, why not do Belson braces? I will whack a big bead of silicone where it was leaking in. That's why I was using the wet and dry vac when it blew up, was to suck all the water out of the shed. But anyway, hopefully now we've solved the problem. Plus, wet and dry vac can be used again in service if we need to. Yes, I left the cut-off valve in that. It doesn't turn the power off, but there is a valve that when the water level gets too high in the bucket, it closes off the pipe. That's all still in there, so if I'm sucking this and I fill the bucket up with it, it won't suck it up into the Kirby. It'll just cut the air off and dump it out the bypass as it did on the Ryobi. I left all that in the bucket. I left all that. Should have taken photos of my engineering inside the bucket. But anyway, that's it for this week. Bye for now. Talk to you soon. Keep safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if there's anything you want to ask me about what I've done, or any questions, or you don't understand my mad ravings, sing out. Let me know. See if I can sort you out, or totally confuse you even more. Anyway, bye for now from Dave in the shed. Oh, the man's still there. He's still there. We still put the man in the boiler suit's still going to be on the layout.